Welcome back to Comerica Park. The Tigers and Royals underway here in the Motor City. Game 1 of this series, opening day in Detroit. It's Chris Getz leading it off for the Kansas City Royals, facing the right-hander Max Scherzer. A little bit breezy here this afternoon. The lights have been turned on, and we have temperatures right now in the 40-degree range, but no rain. The tarp was on the field earlier today. It's in great shape, and we are ready for baseball here this afternoon. Chris Getz leading it off for the Royals as he fouls off another. No balls, 2 strikes on Getz. He'll be followed by Melky Cabrera and then Alex Gordon here for the Royals. Kansas City checks in at 4-2 on the brand new season. The 0-2 pitch fouled away again by Getz. The Tigers, meanwhile, after losing last night in Baltimore, come in at 2-4. And they open up their first homestand of the season here today against Kansas City. Scherzer again ready with the 0-2. And Getz loops one toward the shortstop over the head of Johnny Peralta, and a bloop single into left field. By the way, today, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score at foxsportsdetroit.com on the baseball page. Scherzer now facing Melky Cabrera.
Scherzer needs to make sure he doesn't forget about Getz on first base. This Kansas City Royals team leads the American League in steals with 14. And they're playing a very aggressive brand of baseball under their skipper, Ned Yost.
They've also played 3 consecutive extra inning games. They've won some thrillers with some walk-offs, and they're off to a very fine start.
They were probably looking forward to the day off yesterday they had here in Detroit.
Absolutely. 0-1 on Melky Cabrera. And Scherzer misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Max doesn't have a great move over to first base, but one of the things that he started to do last year is he started to hold the baseball, and he's not so consistent when delivering the ball home. Sometimes he'll pick it up and go, and on occasion he'll hold it so the base runner can't get a good jump.
Wave and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scherzer had 6 strikeouts in his first start against the Yankees, a game in which the Tigers won. It was a slugfest, 10-7.
For those of you that do not know Max, he's got a fastball anywhere from 94 to 97 miles an hour. He's got a slider and a couple of different changeups.
Long look at first base, and Scherzer brings home the 1-2, and it just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Melky Cabrera. Cabrera's been relatively hot of late, 5 for his last 12. He was signed as a free agent by the Royals this past offseason. He's had time with the Yankees as well in the American League and over in the National League with Atlanta. Now the 2-2. Pulled on the ground to second base, should be 2. Rhymes, Peralta, double play. They nipped him at the wire. 4-6-3 erases the base runner. Check out the starting lineup now for the Royals. They have Getz, Cabrera, and Gordon, followed by Butler, the cleanup man. Kaihues at first base. Francoeur is in right. Betemeets, Trainer, and Escobar rounded out the Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers starting lineup.
Nice shuffle by Rhymes, and Peralta very aggressively coming across the bag and needed to be as aggressive to get the out.
Here's Alex Gordon, the left fielder. Gordon at 379, getting off to a fine start. He has, for a while now, been considered a big-time prospect, but has not been able to put it all together at the major league level. He's undergone a position change as well. Was playing third base. Now they have him in the outfield. The 2-0 from Scherzer.
Gordon looks like he's lost some weight to me. He looks more athletic to me than he has looked the last couple of years. He looked really bulky the last 2 seasons in the Kansas City Royals uniform.
And that will probably serve him a little bit better, especially playing in the outfield.
Ned Yost shocked about everybody when he had him in the number 3 hole on the first day of the year. And basically Ned Yost is letting Gordon know your time is now, young man.
3-1 pitch is inside, ball 4. Gordon gets a walk. Here's the scouting report on Max Scherzer, brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Well, one of the things that Scherzer did very well in his first tour of duty in a Tigers uniform is he protected home court advantage. Pitched very well at Comerica Park. He's got power stuff. We've talked about that. Good slider, high 90s fastball, and he's very, very tough on right-handers in his career. Right-handed batters hit only .233 against Maxwell.
Well, here's Billy Butler at .364, a couple of home runs already this year.
He's a different kind of right-handed hitter.
Butler is their cleanup man, the designated hitter today.
And Ned Yost told Billy Butler, you're going to be the DH. He might get a few starts at first base, but by and large, he is going to be the designated hitter for the Kansas City Royals.
Scherzer missing inside.
And there's no doubt that they're the one guy in the Kansas City Royals lineup that you're not going to allow to beat you today. When the game is on the line, that's going to be Butler.
Well, sure, Butler has good numbers against just about everybody in the big leagues, but against the Tigers, .384 last year. There's a breaking ball that drops in, 1-2. And for his career, Butler is at .337. So they just have not been able to consistently get him out. 7 home runs in the 64 games he's played against Detroit. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd still filing in here this afternoon on a cool afternoon. The lights are on here at the ballpark, but they were tailgating out before the ballpark started today. Another huge crowd, another sellout crowd here for opening day. They may be jacketed today, but that's all right. And the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Butler, the last 2 years, has been the Royals Player of the Year, and that is no surprise. I'm not sure when you cross over from being a young guy to a veteran, but Billy Butler, especially with the numbers he has put up, is, I guess, approaching that line.
And the Royals, because of those numbers, rewarded Billy Butler with a nice new contract that runs through the year of 2014.
Runner goes, and it's fouled down the right field line.
Just about everybody on this Royals team will run, of course, with the exception of Butler and some of the guys that hit in the middle of the order. But Ned Yost, at the beginning of spring training, he told his team, as we could look at John Gibbons, the bench coach, Ned Yost told the team, I want you to be the best running team in the American League. And they're off to a pretty good start so far.
Well, the Royals have a lot of talent coming, and a lot of it at the upper levels of their minor leagues, and whether it's offensive talent or pitching talent, they are absolutely loaded, and that certainly has to make Ned Yost excited about the future, but he also wants to win a little bit right now too in his second season.
Well, a few wins now, you get a little job security.
It always helps. Scherzer trying to put away Butler.
You know, there are some hitters that you may be worried about whether they can become a full-time DH if they're accustomed to playing in the field. But I don't think Butler is going to have that problem at all, because really when he came to the big leagues, he was a DH before he started to play first base the last year and a half.
Runner going again. It's popped up. Right side of the infield. Cabrera to retire the side. So they're going to single a walk. Double play helped out. Nobody left. Scherzer through the first half inning. Comerica Park on opening day here in the Motor City. We'll check out the starting lineup for the Tigers, brought to you by Big Boy. Austin Jackson leads it off, then Will Rhymes and Maglio Ordonez. No changes in the middle. You've got Cabrera and Martinez. Brennan Bosch out in left field. Your bottom three at Peralta, Avila, and Brandon Inge. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report. On Kyle Davies, got the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, Davies features all four pitches. He's got the fastball, he's got the curve, he's got the slider, and also the changeup. Also repeats his delivery very well. Very slow, very deliberate, but real smooth delivery. But he has had no success whatsoever against Detroit batters in his career.
Austin Jackson starts it off against him. And the Tigers are hopeful of continuing that trend for Davies, who has struggled against Detroit. 3-8 lifetime with a 5.5 ERA. Jackson hitting .200 to start the new year. He was 3 out of 14 in the series against the Orioles. Austin got it going early in the ball game last night in Baltimore. Had a base hit to start the game. The Tigers scored 2 early runs. And the 1-2. Breaking ball and a dandy, and down goes Jackson.
Let's take a look at how the Royals line up defensively under their skipper, Ned Yost. Gordon, Cabrera, Francoeur in the outfield. The infield left to right means Betemit, Escobar, Getz, and Ka'ahue as at first base.
Nice job.
Matt Trainer is behind the dish. That might be my first and last Ka'ahue of the season. He will be Keela from now on.
I don't blame you. Here's Will Rhymes.
I had to prove to myself that I could do it.
Well, and you did. I wonder how many times Ka'ahue has his name mispronounced. Often, I would assume. 1-0 on Rhymes. Will trying to get it going with the bat. 2 for 18 to start the new year.
And one of the things that Will may want to think about doing if he continues to not put the ball in play efficiently, drop down a bunt.
Off the end of the bat toward third base, charging, barehanding Betemit, and it's pounded at first base by Ka'ahue, and safe is Rhymes.
That's as good as a bunt. Betemit not known for his defense, but he had a very good offensive year last year. Therefore, he will get some reps. He fielded the ball with the bare hand. He threw off the right foot, but couldn't get anything on it. And Ka'ahue couldn't pick it out of the dirt.
It'll be the first Tigers hit of the game. Rhymes will take it. That'll bring up the number 3 man, Maglio Ordonez. And he looks at strike 1.
Maglio did not play the final game in Baltimore. And Jim said on occasion he will pick spots for Maglio and some of the other veteran players on the roster to give them a day off, to try to keep them as fresh as possible during the course of the season.
That'll get away from the catcher. It rolls away from Trainer, advance the runner to second. RBI chance now for Maglio.
Trainer, pretty good defender, but that's a slider that's down. He gets over and not able to keep the ball in front of him, and Will Rhymes alertly squirts on down to second base.
So the wild pitch moves the runner up. Davies stays away from Ordonez.
They've got decent arms in their outfield. Gordon can throw in left. Cabrera, he can throw in center. And Francoeur has a very strong arm from right field, in case you're wondering, on a base hit.
Now the 2-1. Trainer this time able to smother it, keep the ball to his right. But it goes 3-1 on Ordonez.
Textbook here. Get your hands between your legs if you're a catcher. Get your tailgate down. Bend over at the waist. You hope the ball hits your chest protector and lands softly in front of you.
Strike called on the inside part of the plate. Fill it now, 3-2 on Ordonez.
Pretty good pitch there. 3-1. Appeared to be a change piece. Gutsy pitch, but a good pitch.
It's rolled foul, third base side. Ordonez has hit 300 in 4 consecutive seasons. Of course, he had his year cut short last year with the fractured ankle, and Jim Leyland, because of that, is keeping a very close eye on him with the cool, damp weather early in the season. So I got the night off last night. Fouled away. New baseball now for Davies. He's 27 years old, out of Decatur, Georgia. And he was originally drafted by his hometown team, the Atlanta Braves. First got to the big leagues with Atlanta.
Defense playing straight up for Maglio.
Inside, he lost him, and Ordonez gets a walk. That'll set up the big man Cabrera. It's been a good start for Miguel. 381.
Well, Davies really has not had a whole lot of success against Maglio, Cabrera, nor Victor Martinez. They all hit him very well. So those are Cabrera's numbers in 6 games this season.
Two on here with 1 out. It's driven down the right field line, foul. Miguel in that series had 3 hits against the Orioles. Had a fine series against the Yankees to start the year, including a couple of home runs. Rhymes reaching on an infield hit. Ordonez has walked. And the 0-1. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All of a sudden, with Miguel standing in the batter's box, Davies has gone to a different arm slot, a sidearm arm slot, trying to maneuver his way through Cabrera. And I guess a guy with those kind of numbers with runners in the scoring position, why wouldn't you try to invent something?
2-1. Davies did have issues with his control last year. He walked 80 batters, which was the 5th highest total in the league. He has a walk here in the first inning. He's fallen behind Cabrera now, 2-1.
They believe those are just confidence issues, the fact that he won't attack the strike zone.
And he missed again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Of course, the guy at the plate will give you confidence issues as well. So will Martinez. He's waiting on deck.
That's right.
Here comes the crowd now. Another sellout here on opening day. Cabrera waiting on a 3-1 pitch. And he takes ball 4. So Davies now has worked himself into a little bit of a pickle here. He has given up an infield hit, but he wanted no part of Ordonez or Cabrera. He's walked them both. Bring up Martinez. Also going to bring Trainer to the mound. And an early chance here for the Tigers to break it open a bit.
And Maglio, if he stays healthy, and obviously Cabrera and Victor Martinez will do a lot of damage against American League teams because they are patient. All 3 are career 300 hitters and not afraid to take a walk.
Martinez at 269.
He's starting to heat up the last couple of days in Baltimore. Hitting the ball right on the button.
Ball 1.
I talked to him briefly in the clubhouse before the game today, and he said that everybody in the ballpark knew that that was a hit off the wall in that game, but the umpires, he was not happy about that.
And those are the only guys that count, unfortunately. Bases loaded here with Rhymes, Ordonez, and Cabrera. Way inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Wow.
And the time is called now. Boy, Davies really flirting with disaster here.
This is not going to be one of those conversations where the manager has kind words for Davies. It's usually the pitching coach that goes out when it's something mechanical. But when the manager wants to get your attention, as Ned Yost did there, he rolls out there himself.
Meanwhile, Martinez has to be licking his chops right now. He's ahead of the count, 2-0 with the bases loaded. Davies desperately trying to throw a strike. Victor has knocked in 4 in the early goings this year. Wave and a miss, 2-1.
Victor looked to do some damage. 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Swung right through it. But still very much in the driver's seat.
Driven toward left, but that'll sail back out of play. Now Davies has even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brendan Bosch waiting on deck. Tigers rolling out big bat after big bat here in the first inning. Ordonez and Cabrera have walked. And the 2-2. Driven in the air. Hit well. Right center field. Way back. And that ball is up against the wall. This might clear the bases. 2 runs are in. Here comes Cabrera. He'll come around to score. And on opening day, Victor Martinez has a bases clearing double.
Welcome to the Motor City, Victor. That's why Jim Leyland likes guys like Victor Martinez, tailing fastball right down in the happy zone, and Victor drops a bat head on it. Jim loves the guys that can drive the runs in when a guy is standing on first base, as he did Cabrera.
Second double of the year for Martinez. 7 RBIs on the season. 3-0 Detroit. And Bosch waves and misses. Victor Martinez hit that to perhaps the deepest part of the ballpark out there in right center field.
Home run in most yards.
And some early excitement for the sellout crowd here on opening day. Here's the 0-1 to Bosch. Make it 0-2. Good start for Bosch. Is 1 home run, 5 RBIs, and batting .421.
He's going to have to display some patience here. First 2 pitches, not strikes. Be shocked if Davies throws him a strike here.
Missed it high. And Bosch was not chasing. 1-2 on Brennan.
Well, you kind of know how they're going to pitch you if you're Brennan. You can't sit on anything soft. But they did start him off with a changeup. Excuse me, a breaking ball followed up by the changeup and the elevated fastball. More than likely breaking ball coming now.
And it's smothered by Trainer, but Martinez will get to third.
Martinez is a catcher by trade. Therefore, he has been on second base for this series of signs that trainer is relaying to Davis. He knew the breaking ball was coming, and a good base runner will anticipate the breaking ball being in the dirt, and if it bounces, you can get to that next base. Good instincts there by Victor.
Infield coming in now for the Royals. They want to cut down this fourth run if they can. Still only one out. Grounded foul right by Tom Brookins down in the coaching box at first base. 2-2. There's Brookie. He was part of the ceremony before the game. The Sparky Anderson flag being raised out in left center field. A great ceremony here this afternoon as we remember Sparky. And the 2-2. And Trainer unable to hold on to it.
Doubt very seriously if Martinez is coming on contact with the infield end. Although the base running skills, he might have good instincts. He's not a fast runner.
That was the 31st pitch thrown by Kyle Davies. Driven to right field, sinking and caught by Francoeur. He just plucked that thing before it hit the turf.
That's a good play by Francoeur in right field, and Victor Martinez was kind of caught in no man's land as to whether to try to score or whether to try to get back. But for me, even if he does go right back to the bag, because he doesn't run very well, and I told you Francoeur can throw, Victor would have been thrown out at home plate. So it's really a moot point.
Francoeur 82 assists since 2005, which leads all outfielders. Here's Peralta now with 2 outs. Infield relaxed. They're back. And Davies misses again. 3-run lead for Detroit, and the base is loaded. Double by Victor Martinez. Pretty good start for Johnny. 278. He's knocked in a run. 1-1. Peralta, we saw last year, can be a really good run producer. He knocked in 81 runs for the season in his time between both the Indians and the Tigers. He did some pretty good damage when he came over to Detroit. Davies low and away, 2-1. It has been a struggle for a native of Decatur, Georgia, here in the first inning. That's pulled fair on the line. That'll get a run in. Peralta trying for 2, and he's in with a stand-up double.
Before Peralta started to work on his swing during the course of spring training, which takes him a better path to the ball with a bat knob leading down to the strike zone, he would have hooked that ball foul. But because he's worked on his swing, pulling his hands inside nicely on the inside pitch, he was able to keep that ball fair.
So the Tigers will send their 8th man to the plate as Peralta picks up his 2nd double of the year. Alex Avila batting .294 digs in. Alex trying to build on the success that he had in Baltimore, where he was 4 for 10, had the 5 RBI game on Wednesday. That's fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes. Meanwhile, if you're Davies, you've got to be concerned with the fact that you've thrown 38 pitches. The RBIs in the inning. Martinez with 3, Peralta with 1. Tigers have 4 runs on 3 hits. A couple of guys in the middle of the Tigers lineup. Cabrera walked in this inning, and Martinez scored him with a double. They will do some damage this year. Just missed the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Alex Avila. Lifted in the air toward left field, playable for Alex Gordon, and that will end the inning. But a big inning for the Tigers. They score 4 times, and April in the D is off to a bang.
Put up 4 runs on 3 hits, and let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by the fine folks at Beaumont Hospital. Bosch, Jackson, Ordonez in the outfield. Left side of the infield, Inge, Peralta. Right side, Rhymes, Cabrera. Avila, who has done the bulk of the catching and will do the bulk of the catching this year behind the plate.
So the Tigers out to a nice start here this afternoon on opening day. 4-0 is their lead. Max Scherzer with a nice little cushion to work with early on in this one. He's got Kaihue, Francoeur, and Betamit here in the second.
Keela has got some pop in his bat. Has had real good numbers in the minor leagues, but has not put it together at this level. But he's going to get a chance to do so under Ned Yost.
He had the walk-off home run on Friday against the Angels. That was his first and so far only home run of his season.
Ned Yost has spent 20 years at the major league level as either a coach or a manager. 12 of those seasons in Atlanta under Bobby Cox, who he said is his mentor and the guy that has taught him everything.
2-2 on Kaihue.
But Bobby Cox, who retired last year, has been the mentor to many in the game of baseball.
That's popped up left side of the infield. Inge in foul ground, and Keela is retired. One gone for Francoeur. Max Scherzer got a double play ball back in the first after giving up a single and a walk, so he escaped any trouble. Tigers then promptly got him a 4 spot. Numbers on Francoeur, 296. He got a chance to be involved in a pennant race last year. Was with the Mets. The Rangers picked him up in August, and he helped to get the Rangers to the playoffs. It's cute foul the other way. 1 ball, 1 strike on Francoeur. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on Francoeur. Scherzer's been pretty good in this ballpark.
He sure has. Real stingy here at Comerica.
1.96 ERA in his last 12 starts in this ballpark, which I guess you would have to qualify as a pitcher's park with the deep center field here. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And down goes Francoeur. The first strikeout of the ball game now for Scherzer.
Real firm fastball away from his arm side on the outside black at 92 miles an hour, right by Francoeur. And that's nice observation by Avila on the previous pitch. And Francoeur was late on the fastball as well.
Here's Wilson Betemeet. Strike 1 on Betemeet. Hitting an even 200. Royals, of course, have retooled their team a little bit with the trade of Zach Greinke in the offseason, which brought them a few prospects. Some guys that are at the big league level right now. It's pulled foul down the first base line. But it's by and large the core of the team pretty much the same as we've seen in Kansas City. But we're talking about the young prospects they have on the way.
They're playing a different brand of baseball, however. Very aggressive and running the bases very well. They've got some speed. They've got a lot of guys that can run.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kind of a throwback to the days in the 70s and 80s when the Royals were running.
Yeah, Willie Wilson, Frank White, Amos Otis, to name a few.
2-2 pitch is strike 3 called. Betemeet is out of there. A couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. By Jeep brand, now celebrating 70 years of legendary heritage. And by Arby's Junior Buffalo Chicken Sandwich, new to Arby's value menu. Hurry, available for a limited time only. Back here at Comerica Park, standing room only out beyond the right center field wall. As we expect on opening day, that's just the way it is here in Detroit. Everybody loves coming to the ballpark. It's a tough ticket.
It's a little chilly, but it's turning out to be a very nice day here. The sun is trying to peek through.
And as long as the rain stays away, which is what the forecast is telling us now, we should be all right. You can deal with a little bit of cold. It's just the rain that makes it a little bit difficult. Brandon Inge is starting things off here against Davies in the second. Tigers on top 4-0. And Brandon looks at a ball outside, 2-1. Inge and then Jackson and then Will Rhymes.
And Davies picking up right where he left off in the first inning, and that's falling behind Tigers hitters.
Drill to center field, and that drops in. Base hit. Inge is on with a single. Well, vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. And don't forget, you can see the final results postgame during Tigers Live. Here's Austin Jackson.
You wonder what Jim's thinking here. 1-0. Jackson's been struggling a little bit putting the ball in play. He has struck out about 10 times this year. Sometimes the manager will put a play on just to take the guesswork out of it and relax the hitter.
Bouncing ball toward the shortstop, fielded there by Escobar to second one, and the relay is in time. Well, they got a speedy runner, and Alcides Escobar did a great job of starting that double play.
Well, he came over in the Zach Greinke deal, and they say that he's an electrifying shortstop. He gets over to the ball in a hurry, and he gets a firm throw. I mean, a firm throw. Getz takes very little time getting the ball on its way back to first base, and that's how you get a guy that can run like Jackson.
Each team now has turned a double play. Here's Will Rhymes. Ball 1 to Will. It was his infield single, which was basically a swinging bunt back in the first inning that started that rally for the Tigers. They would go on to score 4 on 4 hits. Right at the knees on the inner portion of the plate, 1-1. Rhymes make it 3 out of 19 to start the new year. And he pulls this one in the air to right field. Francoeur is coming over to make the play, and the side retired. You're watching Tigers baseball on opening day, presented by Bell Tire. And the sounds of B-Dab, our April in the D song contest winner, kicking off April in the D with a pretty good game here. Tigers on top 4-0, kicking off the home season here in the Motor City, opening day in Detroit. And Max Scherzer goes back to the hill, and he will face Matt Trainer to start things off.
I'm starting to feel B-Dab a little bit. How about you?
I am too. The minute I heard that song, it stuck. The 1-0 pitch is a ball inside. 2-0. Do you have any musical talent?
None.
I don't have any either. Zero. I like to listen to it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Now the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike.
Played a couple of instruments when I was in elementary school, but only because I was kind of forced into doing so.
Well, that's talent. What
the trumpet one
really?
year and the French horn another year.
Impressive. That'll go down the right field line, slicing, and back out of play. Tigers 4 runs, 4 hits, and the Royals no runs on 1 hit. Now, how did you slide into the trumpet?
I really don't know how I slid into the trumpet.
It's a cool instrument.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though. I just kind of, had to do one of them, and I guess the music teacher said, well, try this one.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. In the air, center field. Austin Jackson cruising over. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. We go back to the studio, and here's Mickey York. Well, Mick, I think they better get going. And they've got a tough Yankee team in there, but that is, at least it seems like it's going to be a typical Yankee Red Sox game. Back and forth, a lot of scoring, long game.
They're getting restless in Beantown.
Alcides Escobar is the batter. Batting .214 in the brand new season. We've already seen some of his defensive abilities.
They like for him to hit the ball on the ground a little bit more often and utilize his speed. But he takes a really big swing, therefore prone to fly out, and does not have the power to hit the ball into the seats. But they're very, very high on their young, talented shortstop.
Here's the 2-1. Were you surprised they traded Zach Greinke, or did you feel it was something that probably needed to happen?
I kind of felt that it was coming because you started to hear too many rumors toward the tail end of last year. And apparently Greinke was not happy in a Kansas City Royals uniform. So why not parlay a talent like that into really good talent, which they got in return?
Roll toward third, foul.
They got 4 prospects. A couple of the guys are already on the team here. Escobar being one of those, and they say that they've got a center fielder, Lorenzo Cain.
Yeah,
that's tremendous and going to be their center fielder of the future. But they signed Melky Cabrera right before that Greinke trade, so they could wait a little while on Cain.
Chop right back up the middle. Peralta ranging left. Escobar is out, 2 gone, and Mr. Scherzer now in a nice little groove. That's 6 in a row he's retired.
We've well documented the fact that Peralta plays up the middle because Inge has good range at third base, and Inge plays far off the line at third. Therefore, Peralta can protect the middle of the diamond.
That shot into right field. It's down, a base hit. He's going to take the turn aggressively. Gets going to second, and he's in there.
That's how they've been playing. That was a scouting report, and Getz stretches a single into a double by hustling out of the batter's box. The only way that you can get a double here is you're thinking about double as soon as you hit the baseball.
First double of the year for Chris Getz. Here's Melky Cabrera. That is the second hit allowed by Scherzer in this game. Cabrera hit into that big double play back in the first. High fly ball. Hit deep into right field. Ordonez going back, still going back. That ball will hit all the way to the wall and drive in a run. Extra bases for Cabrera, who streaks all the way to third base. It's a triple, and the Royals are on the board. Pair of 2-out extra base hits.
80-mile-per-hour changeup that Cabrera goes out and gets and rifles into right center. And once he realizes the ball's down, he's got another gear.
And Cabrera has his 5th RBI, first triple of the year for Melky. And Gordon will try and get him in with 2 outs. And a bouncing ball to second should get him out of the frame, and it does. So they get a run with a double and a triple. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by AT&T and by your neighborhood Spartan stores. For locations, check out turntospartan.com. Back here in the Motor City, downtown Detroit, Comerica Park is glistening today as the Tigers lead 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Opening day in Detroit, and a packed house as we expected. Kyle Davies goes back to work and stays away from Maglio Ordonez. 1-0. It'll be Maglio, then Cabrera, then Martinez. Tigers doing all of their damage with that 4-run first inning. There's a strike called. 1-1 on Ordonez.
Davies only 6 of 12 in first pitch strikes through the first couple of innings here today. And if he continues to do that, he's going to give up a few more runs.
Davies had a pretty good spring. He was 2-1 this spring for the Royals. Struck out 21 in 20 spring innings. Threw over 180 innings last year. And his 32 starts for KC, well, that was a career high. A shot down the right field line, foul. One and two on Ordonez. Missed tie. 2-2. Davies 27 years old. Good breaking ball. And he got him looking. Ordonez knew it. He's out of there. One gone. That's his second strikeout. Here's Cabrera. Hill didn't get a whole lot to hit his first time up. He walked and then scored on the bases loaded double by Victor Martinez. Oh, look out. He came in and hit him in the hand.
First time Cabrera was up, Davies dropped down to that arm slot that he's not throwing from to anybody else, and that one got away from him. Look at the arm slot. Sort of a sidearm arm slot, two-seam fastball, ran in on Cabrera. Cabby couldn't get out of the way.
Not a whole lot of padding where that ball hit. It's going to bring up Martinez. Victor now with 7 RBIs, courtesy of a 3-run double. Breaking ball bends low, 1-0. Tigers and Royals played 18 times last year. They played each other pretty even. The Tigers won 10 and the Royals won 8. One ball, one strike on Victor Martinez. Mentioned Davies broke in with the Atlanta Braves. That was back in 2005. He pitched with Atlanta for 3 years. Came over in a trade for Octavio Dotel. 2-1.
Several players, and of course the manager Ned Yost, have former ties to Atlanta. Their general manager Dayton Moore spent a lot of years in Atlanta and had all of them while he was there.
Way inside, Trainer unable to stop it, so move Cabrera up to second base.
Second wild pitch of the game for Davies. Third, excuse me.
He had 2 in that first inning alone. Meanwhile, it's 3-1 on Martinez. The Tigers trying to get back that run they gave up in the top of the third. Fouled straight back, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Talking about the youth of this Royals team. In fact, they open up the 2011 season with the youngest 25-man roster in the majors. Their average opening day age is a shade over 27, and Davies is 27 himself. Pittsburgh is the next youngest team. Their average age is 28.
And of course, when you're that young, your payroll is not going to be that high. Their payroll only at $36 million this year.
It's inside, and he walked him.
They had quite a bit of money come off the books by trading Greinke to Milwaukee, and Gil Mesh, who started for them last year, although he was injured, he walked away from $11 million.
Yeah, how about that? Yep. That was kind of surprising.
Most guys don't do that.
So here's Bosch now with 2 men on. Way outside, 1-0. Looked like Davies was settling into this game after that lengthy first inning, but a hit batter, a walk, a wild pitch here in the third.
If you're Bosch, you can sit on a soft pitch right here early in the count because they threw you quite a few your first time up. And it's apparent to me that's how they want to get him out. So you can sit on it early. Got a fastball there and didn't swing at it.
2-0, and Trainer goes out to the mound, and they have some activity now in their bullpen. Davies threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. The right-hander Nate Adcock is warming up. So now 2-0 on Bosch. And he takes outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
I wonder if he'll turn him loose here. 3 balls, no strikes.
66 pitches into this game. We're about to find out. Let's see. 3-0. They do not, and he takes a strike. 3-1. Johnny Peralta waiting on deck. He's got himself an RBI in this game. And there's ball 4. That's going to load the bases.
Hey fans, this Sunday is Kids Opening Day at Comerica Park when the Tigers take on the Kansas City Royals at 1:05. Everyone 14 and under receives a free Kids Opening Day magnet schedule. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Even the kids have an opening day.
It's going to be a fun weekend here. Of course, the Tigers are home to the Royals, and then Texas will be coming in.
It's supposed to be a really nice day on Sunday weather-wise.
Yeah, approaching 80 as a matter of fact.
We'll take that.
Bob McClure having a session out on the mound now with Davies and the catcher trainer. Another jam here for Davies. A hit batter and 2 walks. 4 base on balls issued by Kyle Davies, and we mentioned that the walks were a bugaboo last year. 80 walks last season for Davies. Here's Peralta. Ball 1.
He has just not been able to throw strike 1. He is really struggling with his control today.
That was his 70th pitch, and he has only 1 out here in the 3rd. He faced a total of 8 batters in the first inning. A 40-pitch first inning. In the air toward left field. On the move is Gordon, still going back. Reaches, makes the catch. Cabrera tags at 3rd. He will score. RBI for Johnny Peralta, his 2nd of the game. Tigers lead 5-1.
Johnny's a professional hitter, and he wanted to make sure that he got something that he could hit into the outfield deep enough for the sacrifice fly, and almost hit that ball over Gordon's head.
It's going to bring up Avila. It's a 2nd out of the inning. Avila flat out his first time up. And he pulls this one foul. So the Tigers now have 5 runs on 4 hits. Here's the 0-1. And finally Davies able to get ahead of a hitter. And it snowballs 2 strikes. Rally started here for the Tigers with a hit batter. Cabrera hit by the pitch. In fact, Miguel has scored twice in this game. Hasn't had a hit, but he's walked. He's been hit. And he's come around both times. In the middle of that Tigers lineup doing the job again today. Here's the 0-2. Trainer able to block that one. Now, Trainer, former Tiger catcher, although very briefly a couple of years ago he played in just 4 games with Detroit, was injured, missed the rest of the year. Big part of the Texas success last year. Two and two. Brandon Inge waiting his turn on deck. Vila lines one toward left. Here comes Gordon. He'll play it on one hop. And this will get perhaps another run in, and the throw to the plate in time. They got him. An awkward slide by Martinez, who tried to wiggle his way around the catcher Trainer. So the Tigers settle for a run, and they lead 5-1.
And finally, the sunshine is out. I have to say, I'm a little relieved. I've been out in the rain all day. Now, for a lot of families, this is a big deal. This is a tradition. I actually found maybe the one family in the whole park that just moved here from LA. This is their first Tigers game and their first opening day, and it happens to be Connor's birthday. So, Connor, how's the day been so far today?
It's been awesome. I love it. It's so cool.
What do you think about Comerica Park, your first time here at the park?
It's beautiful, and the sun's starting to come out, and it's just a wonderful day.
All right, thanks so much. Rod and Mario, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. I'm guessing it's probably not mid-40s in L.A., but welcome to the Motor City nonetheless. And their first taste of opening day here in Detroit. Billy Butler leads it off, and Max Scherzer has a 5-1 lead with which to operate now as we head to the 4th inning. Butler is 0 for 1. And he looks at strike one from Scherzer. What do you got on Max so far today, Ron? He gave up that 1 run in the 3rd, but he's looked pretty good.
He's pounding the strike zone. He's mixing up his pitches. He's elevating his fastball, changing eye levels, working on the edges.
Roll to third base, deep behind the bag. Inge going to have to gun. The tag, safe. Oh, he missed him, said first base umpire Andy Fletcher. This is going to cause a conversation now. Here comes Jim Leyland.
Inge has really good range to the left side and to the right side. He goes behind the bag, makes a nice play. He plants to make sure that he can get a strong throw off, and he does so. Cabby comes off the bag and tries the swipe tag, and they're saying that he missed it.
Hard to tell. Well, you got to believe that Fletcher, who was right there and had a bird's eye view, will assume saw it correctly, and so leadoff man is on here.
A lot of times you have to understand too the player. If they get upset about a certain play, they feel like they put the tag on them too.
Kila Kaihue is the batter. One ball, one strike on Kaihue, who popped up back in the second. And then a bit of a slump now, one for his last 11. Big swing there, man. He had a rip. Kila is a native of Hawaii. He has power. And the 1-2 in the air toward left. Bosch is under it. First out of the inning. Well, our terrific April in the D lineup continues tonight when the Red Wings host the rival Chicago Blackhawks, and the Pistons are home to face the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll be back with the Tigers and Royals again tomorrow afternoon. If you'd like a complete April in the D telecast schedule, easy to do. Visit foxsportsdetroit.com. Check it out and get all the information right there. April in the D in full swing here in the Motor City. Here's Francoeur. That's in the air to shallow left. And Peralta goes back to get this one. 2 away with the runner holding. Bring up Wilson Betemit. Well, the skies are clearing up a little bit now. Sun is shining. The lights are still on. But this has turned into a nice day for opening day. You can actually see some blue sky now.
Yeah.
Betemit with a big swing.
And really, a lot of these Royals swings are too big against the Scherzer fastball. When a guy has a fastball in the mid-90s, you really don't have to be this aggressive. You need to be a little shorter, a little bit quicker and compact, and allow him and the velocity that he's featuring to supply some of the power. Big swings don't work against power guys.
Pulled in the air to right field. Ordonez going back. It's carrying, and he dropped it. Unable to hold on to it. Coming to third base. Butler is going to hold there, and the Royals now have runners at second and third.
I wonder if he had that in his glove and the wall caused the ball to come out of the glove. We'll take a look, but it looked like that with the naked eye.
Did he ever have it?
Off the glove, looks like.
This ought to tell us.
Oh, yeah, Foxball.
Never had it.
Ugh.
Fifth hit of the game now for the Royals. And they have second and third here with a chance to climb back in it. With Trainer up there. A double for Betemit. Matt Trainer flied out to center field back in the third. Scherzer last year won 12 games. He struck out 184. Both of those numbers representing career highs. And of course, a good portion of that damage came in the second half of the year after his brief stint at AAA Toledo. Missed again, 2-1. Max straightened himself out very quickly at Toledo, and upon his return, won 11 games.
He was one of the best pitchers in the American League when he came back to the big leagues. Second half of the year.
He racked up a lot of strikeouts. In fact, about 9, almost 9 per 9 innings.
He was pitching angry. And then late in the season, as we get a look at Avila, who's been blocking the ball much better the last couple of days after getting off to a little bit of a slow start from a blocking standpoint. And Jim challenged Scherzer and Verlander to try to get in deeper into games late last year, and both took the challenge and ran with it.
Well, they have the capability of being really one of the best 1-2 combinations in the American League. Verlander, of course, was really good in Baltimore. Dominant. In fact, it looked, Rod, like he might have that no-hit stuff early in that game going.
He's got tremendous stuff. 8 innings, 4 hits. That's what aces do. Not only do they give you good innings and rest your bullpen, but they are also very, very good after a team loss, which Verlander has been really good the last couple of years for the Tigers.
And he walked him. Ooh, that's going to load the bases now as the number 8 hitter Trainer gets a base on balls. It's the second given up now by Scherzer. And it brings up Escobar, the number 9 hitter, and the biggest cheer of the afternoon is for the sunlight. Well, maybe not the biggest cheer, but it's up there. So here's Escobar with the bases full. Strike 1. Bouncing ball to second should get him out of the inning. Rhymes gobbles it up, bending over. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th on opening day. Today, who wore uniform number 11 for the Tigers before Sparky Anderson took the number back in 1979? That is your question today.
Good question today.
You have any idea?
I do not.
Okay, neither do I. We'll find out soon enough. The Tigers leading this one 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Inge leads it off, and Jackson then Rhymes, and Kyle Davies still out there. Brandon 1 for 1, had a base hit back in the second. Davies faced the minimum in the second. Just 3 batters helped out by a double play, but it's the other 2 innings that have given him fits. And his Inge goes down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Kyle Davies. That'll bring up the top of the order now, Austin Jackson. Jackson a strikeout and a double play ball. Tigers glad to be back home, considering this is where they did the majority of their damage last year. They really were not a very good road team, but they turned Comerica Park into a very good home field advantage. The 1-2 off the end of the bat. Kaihue will take it himself. And there are 2 gone. That'll bring Will Rhymes. So obviously, if the Tigers are to go a little further this year, they're going to have to improve their road record. They finished .500 overall last season. Rhymes 1 for 2, infield single that started the 4-run rally in the first. One ball, 1 strike on Will. A good shot of that insignia right there in the arm of Will Rhymes, Sparky, and the number 11. Of course, they had a ceremony before the game today honoring Sparky Anderson, and the flag flying out in center field. But all the Tigers will wear the Sparky patch for the 2011 season. And Sparky, of course, will always be remembered here in the Motor City.
He's a great manager. Won a World Series in Cincinnati and in Detroit.
It's into right field, base hit. 2-out single for Will Rhymes. We'll bring up Maglio Ordonez. Tigers now have 6 hits. Ordonez walked and scored in the first.
See, Tom Brookins has a stopwatch in his right hand, just like most first base coaches do these days. And in case you're wondering why the stopwatch, what he's trying to do is time how long it takes from Davies to get the ball into the catcher's glove. Bases in the major leagues usually aren't stolen against the catcher, but they are stolen against the pitcher. And there are certain times which kind of indicate whether you can run or not.
That's outside. 3 balls, no strikes on Maglio. What's a good time for you to, if you are a base runner, to feel, well, I got a good chance to steal one here?
Anything above 1.3 seconds will pretty much allow you to steal a base if you've got Will Rhymes kind of speed. Anything below that, you don't want to do so. And it appears that Davies is under that time.
So as Ordonez gets a walk, that's the 4th walk of the afternoon for Davies. And they're going to make a pitching change. He has thrown 3 wild pitches. He has hit a batter. He has walked 4. It has been a rocky afternoon for Davies. And so the Royals go to the bullpen. Davies' day is done. We've got a wall side windows pitching change. As they make a change, we take a timeout. We'll be back. Form number 11 for the Tigers before Sparky Anderson took over that number in 1979. And the answer is Bruce Kim. In 1977, he was the last Tiger to wear number 11. The personal catcher for Mark the Bird Fidrich.
Rough day for Davies today. He had 5 walks in the game. He also had 3 wild pitches and threw quite a few pitches for the amount of innings that he stayed out there today.
So he'll give way now to Nate Adcock, who will take over here in the 4th inning.
And they got him in the Rule 5 draft from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and probably wouldn't have made their team, but with your payroll being at only $36 million and you trying to stockpile as much talent as you can possibly stockpile, ADOC makes their 25-man roster.
So here is Cabrera. Walked and hit by a pitch and scored twice. Had a rip on the first pitch and fouled it back. The 2 runners are the responsibility of the starter Davies. Adcock is from Kentucky. Oh, and 2.
They say that that's his best pitch. 2-seam fastball, and there it was to Cabrera. That ball had some really nice late tailing action down and in once it got into the hitting zone.
And the 0-2. Line drive to right, base hit. They're going to hold Rhymes at third base. There's that arm from Francoeur. They force him to hold the runner at third.
Hey fans, see the Tigers play the American League champion Texas Rangers for half price this Monday through Wednesday each day at 105. Upper box seats are only $12 and lower baseline box seats are just $14, available exclusively at Tigers.com.
Well, the Tigers have supported Max Scherzer so far with 5 runs on 7 hits. Victor Martinez coming up now, and he seems like he's been at the plate with men on base all day. The last time he batted with the bases loaded, he cleared the bases with a double. Ball 1 on Victor. 7 RBIs on the year now for Martinez. 4 for 6 today with runners in scoring position. Awfully good.
Victor not very greedy, and that's one of the reasons why he's been a perennial guy to drive in runs. He's not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He is simply trying to loft something into the outfield deep enough to. No, it's 2 outs. What am I thinking about?
In the inning.
He's still a good hitter. He's still a good hitter. Over their heads.
The 2-0. He lofted it in the air, but it looks like it's going to be caught by Melky Cabrera. And that is that. So the Tigers leave them loaded. 4 innings to the books on opening day. 5-1.
The English D on your toast. some shopping for you guys at home, and of course for Rod and Mario. This is one of my favorites. It's a toaster that will actually imprint the English D on your toast. Mario, I really think purple is your color. This is for you. And for Rod, I know they look a little small, but they have a D on them, and I think we could make it work. For myself, being an Irish girl, you gotta go with the green Detroit hat. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. How about the pink underwear for you, Rod?
I check that out. Bring him up, Shannon. Bring him up here.
I got to tell you, though, the Old English D on your toast every morning would be awfully nifty. Thank you very much, Shannon Hogan. Checking out the gift shop here at Comerica Park on opening day. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count on Chris Getz, who leads it off here in the 5th inning, and what has turned out to be a nice day for baseball here in Detroit. Max Scherzer has been supported with 5 runs on 7 hits. Getz takes a strike, 1 and 2. 2 for 2 for Getz. Doubled in his last at bat, has a single as well, and has scored a run. It's in the air to center field, and it's playable for Austin Jackson. They finally get Getz. 1 out. This is what it's turned out to be like here at the ballpark. We got to the ballpark today. The tarp was on the field. It was raining fairly steadily here this morning. Now we can actually see blue sky. A packed house. Nary a ticket available for opening day, which is usually the case. Melky Cabrera, the batter. Tripled in a run back in the 3rd, their only run. In the air toward left, Bosch coming over. And a couple of fly ball outs. 2 gone here in the 5th. Now Alex Gordon. Gordon was 0 for 5 on opening day. He struck out 3 times, and then he went on an 11 for 24 stretch and came into this ball game today as one of their hotter hitters.
Yeah, Ned Yost stuck him right back in that number 3 spot.
Well, you're always talking about how important it is to have the confidence of your manager and what that can do for your confidence.
It's been well documented that Gordon, when he came to the major leagues, they compared him to George Brett, who is in the Hall of Fame and had a marvelous career. And those are lofty expectations for anyone to live up to. But they felt like Gordon was going to be that kind of player.
Pulled to second base off the glove of Rhymes into right field. So Gordon is aboard with 2 outs. Ruled a base hit. 6th hit of the afternoon for KC, and that'll bring up Billy Butler. Well, you talk about Gordon, that's an awful lot of pressure to be compared to a guy like George Brett, and especially when you're playing in the same organization.
For sure.
Butler cuts and misses 0-1. Billy is 1 for 2. Hit .318 last year for the Royals, their player of the year.
One of your better right-handed hitters in the American League. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, but real good plate discipline and a really good swing.
Little pop up, shallow center. Jackson coming on, and that is that for the Royals. So they get a hit here in the 5th with Strand a man. Some of the sights and sounds of opening day here at Comerica, and our terrific April in the D lineup continues tonight. The Red Wings host their rival Chicago Blackhawks. Pistons at home taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll be back with you for the Tigers and Royals tomorrow afternoon as well. If you'd like a complete April in the D telecast schedule, go to foxsportsdetroit.com. Here come the Tigers now, bottom of the 5th inning, and they have been in charge the entire afternoon. They lead 5-1. Bosch leads it off, then Peralta, and then Avila, facing Nate Adcock, who came on for Kyle Davies in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brennan Bosch. The Tigers took command of this game early. They scored 4 runs on Davies in the 1st inning. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Bases loaded, double by Martinez, the big hit. Bosch a walk and a fly ball. The 1-1. Bosch getting the start here this afternoon for the Tigers out in left field. Jim Leland continues to use both Bosch and Rayburn. The lefty Bruce Chen is pitching tomorrow, so the deciding factor was if he didn't play today, he wasn't going to play tomorrow either. So he decided to get Bosch in there today. It's deep behind the bag at first, and Adcock will cover, 1 away. Bring up Johnny Peralta. Chen to be opposed by Phil Coke tomorrow, who will make his first start for the Tigers in the regular season. Peralta 1 for 1. He had a sac fly to drive in a run in the 3rd. He's also doubled 1 in. Tigers continue to get some pretty good production out of the bottom of their lineup. 2 more RBIs and a couple of hits from the bottom 3 today. That's rolled foul, 3rd base side. 0-2 on Peralta. Johnny Rod strikes me as one of those guys who really wasn't going to panic too much after really struggling this spring.
Well, he was working on some things, and when you have the luxury of being a veteran player and you know you're going to make the team, you can kind of work on your swing, which he did in spring training.
I think most guys go to spring camp working on one thing or another.
Well, it depends on what your situation's like. If you're an established player, you have the luxury of going into spring and maybe trying to correct something that maybe you didn't do properly the year before. But if you're a young player, and the Tigers had a lot of guys fighting for jobs, those guys have to have good springs.
That one rolls foul.
I mean, Brennan Bosch had to have a good spring. Casper Wells had to have a good spring. Will Rhines pretty much had to perform in spring training.
You mentioned Casper Wells, and he really is the only Tiger right now that hasn't gotten too many reps in the first week of this season.
Managers like to have a veteran team, and usually that means you've got a pretty good team. But there's nothing wrong with healthy competition during the course of spring training as well.
The 0-2. And again pulled foul. Tigers had themselves a good spring in terms of wins and losses, winning 20 games this spring training.
Jim said he likes to accomplish 3 things, and he was able to do so in spring training. Get your veterans enough at bats so they're ready to start the season. Take a look at a lot of the young kids, which he was able to do, and play right around 500. So the fans of Detroit don't get too high or too low.
Which is an interesting point, because if you come out flat out of spring training, they start to grumble a little bit. And if you come out having killed the competition, you get a little bit overly excited.
The flip side of that, the Kansas City Royals had a pretty good spring, very energetic spring, and they played good baseball. And they've carried that into the season because they have a very young team. And with a young team, it could be a carryover effect. So 2 different teams, 2 different philosophies, but they both work.
2 teams in different spots right now. The Royals getting ready to inject a lot of youth. Still have a young team right now, as we mentioned. The youngest 25-man roster in baseball. Here's the president, CEO, and the general manager of the Tigers, Dave Dombrowski. He knows he's got a really good ball club this year. And of course, it seems like always the key every year with the unbalanced schedule is you got a chance to make the playoffs if you handle your business within the division. And last year the Tigers were 4 over within the division.
You also have to get through the season and not have many health issues. The Tigers are not making any excuses, but they'd had some health issues last year, the second half of the year.
The 10th pitch in this at bat. And the count fills now 3-2.
I believe Maglio went down and Inge went down and Carlos Guillen all in the span of what, 48 hours?
Right. And you can take an injury or two along the course of the season, but those hit right away altogether. That's a good at bat by Peralta. Base hit to left. He made Adcock work, and he finally comes up with the hit. 11 pitch at bat. Tigers have their 8th hit. We'll bring up Alex Avila. Avila had a base hit back in the 3rd. Martinez tried to score on that play and was thrown out at home plate. When you talk about developing young players, the Tigers certainly have done their share in terms of pitching. They certainly would like to churn out a few more position players, and I think we're starting to see that a little bit now with Bosch coming up, having some success. I think Wells can be a good big league player. And they've got a young man who they drafted last year, Nick Castellanos, who is a 3rd baseman that they're very high on. Their first pick last year. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. Here's the throw. It's right on target. And Peralta's thrown out. Matt Trainer catches his man.
Peralta not known for his speed. It's a fastball tailing away from Avila, who swings right through it. And the tag applied by Escobar.
Two out, bases empty. In the air to center field. Melky Cabrera has a lot of room out there, and that is that for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit. They leave him empty. We go to the 6th. Now for our Farmers Insurance report card. We flash back to opening day 2008 here at Comerica Park. And the Tigers opened up against the Royals on March 31st of 08. Carlos Guillen hit a game-tying home run in the 8th inning. The Royals won 5-4 in the 11th. They spoiled the party, and hopefully not more of the same here today. The Tigers have a 5-1 lead as Max Scherzer climbs back on top of the hill. We go to the 6th. Kila Ka'aihue is the batter. And he is followed by Francoeur and Bedamit. 5 runs, 8 hits. Detroit, 1 run, 6 hits. Kansas City. In there for a strike 0-2 on Ka'aihue.
And Max continues to mix all his pitches in very well. The fastball anywhere from 92 to 94. Real good breaking ball. Fading changeup from the left-handers. Making guys move their feet.
Max has not had a big strikeout game in this one. He has a couple, both of them coming in the second, but he's been good. Two and 2 on Ka'aihue. On deck, Francoeur. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pulled on the ground and just out of the reach of Will Rhymes. A leadoff single. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio, and here's Mickey York. We'll see if it happens. Thanks, Mick. What do you think the final time of game will be in that one, Ron?
At least 3:45.
If it's typical, you're probably right.
They play some long ones.
Jeff Francoeur, the batter here. The Red Sox desperate for a win, especially in front of their home fans. Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, so much was made of all the moves that the Red Sox made, and on paper, certainly many felt that they were the best team in baseball.
Well, when you add Adrian Gonzalez from the San Diego Padres, one of the best hitters in the National League, and then you add Carl Crawford, impact player on both sides of the ball, to go along with all the weapons that you already had,
right?
And Pedroia and Euclid.
Ellsbury coming back.
Yes.
Big Poppy.
But if you don't pitch, you don't win.
One and 2. I don't think that will ever change. If you don't pitch, you don't win.
You can have the best offense in baseball, but if you don't have any guys to put up some zeros on occasion and a very strong bullpen that can hold leads and close out games, you're not going to win championships.
And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jeff Francoeur. Leadoff single by Ka'aihue here in the 6th. Here's the 2-2. High fly ball, center field. Austin Jackson coming over. And that's the first out of the inning. Speaking of the Red Sox, a former Red Sox player, Manny Ramirez, is in the news. Here is a Major League Baseball statement released today. MLB notified him of an issue under the Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program. And rather than continue with that program, Manny has decided he's going to retire.
Wow.
555 home runs. Manny Ramirez, a career .312 average. And it appears that he is done. One of the big offseason signings for Tampa Bay, along with Johnny Damon. Boy, that Tampa Bay team coming out of the chutes really struggling.
Evan Longoria on the disabled list. Joe Madden's a very positive man and a very good manager, but boy, he's got tough duty this year.
Wilson Betemit, the batter. Did you see that Tampa through the first 6 games had scored 8 runs? That's it. Everybody else is in the 20s, 30s, and 40s pretty much. 1-1 on Wilson Betemit. It's 95 pitches now for Max Scherzer. Betemit got him for a double, but did not score back in the 4th. Three and one. And here comes Rick Knapp now. He's making a stroll out to the mound.
This is one of those visits where you allow someone to get up in your bullpen to start to get loose. Not a whole lot he's going to say to Max about mechanics, but they're trying to buy a little time to get somebody up, to get somebody throwing, just in case he has to go to that bullpen.
Looks like Villarreal starting to warm up.
As soon as this game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. We'll go to the clubhouse and hear from the manager, Jim Leyland, and the players. Plus, we'll show you all the highlights. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit.
3-1 on Betemit. And he fouled it away. 3-2. Betemit now has become well traveled. Atlanta, Los Angeles, New York, White Sox as well. Tipped it in the glove for strike 3. Scherzer gets his 3rd strikeout.
Nice job by Avila to hold on to this ball. Foxmo by Panasonic.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Trainer. Leaving him in. 0-1. Trainer with a walk and a fly ball in this game. Ball is popped up, foul ground. Tough play for Cabrera, and he can't get there as he bangs into the tarp. You all right? Easy does it. Littlest guy in the field, Will Rhymes, trying to help him up. Ouch.
Need 2 hands to help him up, Will. And then some.
Well, Cabrera's been hit by a pitch on the hand today. He's just running to the tarp, banging up his knees a little bit. And the 0-2. Fouled away.
That knee is still bothering Cabrera a little bit.
Tigers saw that one right into the glove, but it missed. 1-2. Trainer last year led the Texas Rangers, who of course were American League champions, in games caught. He started more at catcher than anybody else last year. And he was picked up at the end of March for cash considerations by Kansas City.
Texas hasn't lost yet. They are 6-0 to start the season.
They are one heck of an offensive team. 1-2, runner going, and it's lifted in the air to left. Bosch measuring this one, and that's all for Kansas City. No runs, a leadoff single. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning on opening day here in Detroit.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning, and now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam, and we've well documented the fact that Inge has really good range to his left and his right, that time to the right, but not able to get Billy Butler, who's lumbering down the line. Coors Light freeze cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, the Tigers lead at 5-1 here. Miguel Cabrera seems to be okay after a meeting with the tarp down the right field line. Still rubbing that right knee. And on a day like this afternoon where the temperatures are a little bit chilly, he apparently is feeling it a little bit more. Brandon Inge leads it off. It'll be Inge, Jackson, and Rhymes. 5 runs, 8 hits for Detroit. A run on 7 hits for Kansas City. First pitch is hit high in the air into left field. It's going to stay in the ballpark, though, as Alex Gordon comes over, and a 1-pitch, 1 away.
Alex Gordon looking awfully comfortable in left field. That's just a routine play there, but he made a really nice throw to the plate earlier to throw out Victor Martinez, who was trying to score on an Alex Avila base hit. Rusty Kuntz, who is the special assistant to the general manager and works with the outfielders and base runners in their organization. Spent a lot of time with Alex Gordon, and Rusty told me last year when he was still with the big league team as the first base coach that one of the first times he'd ever seen Gordon start to smile is when they went to the outfield. Just more comfortable out there these days.
Well, the switch took place last year, and Gordon would go on to win or to make the All-Star team in the Pacific Coast League. The 2-0 pitch to Jackson is rolled deep to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play for Escobar. He double pumped and had no chance after that. So Jackson was the only Tigers hitter that had not reached base in this game, but that has changed. Tigers have an infield hit.
The Royals are very excited about Escobar and his ability to play shortstop.
Here's Will Rhymes. Rhymes 2 hits today. 1 was an infield single. And a run scored as well for Will. Jackson's certainly a threat to run. Austin has stolen once so far this year.
4-run spread. You know he wants to get in the scoring position. May not be a bad time for Ned Yost to pitch out.
Big difference in the way these two teams have played. You mentioned the Royals have 14 stolen bases this year. The Tigers have 3. Jackson has 1 of them. 1-1 on Will Rhymes.
It's almost like that's the way that the Royals are going to play baseball under Ned Yost. We talked about they have quite a few guys on their current roster that can really run. Better than average runners.
There goes Jackson. Here comes Trainer's throw on target, but late. Stolen base for Austin Jackson.
Was talking a couple of innings ago, and I said you really don't steal bases off the catcher, but you steal them off the pitcher. Trainer does everything right here after Jackson gets a really good jump and slides in safely. His feet were quick, and he made a really nice exchange to the throwing hand and made a nice throw to second base.
That's why sometimes when you look at catchers' numbers and how many the percentage they've thrown out, sometimes that can be a little bit deceiving.
It's that way with Avila this year. Avila threw out better than 31% last year, but I don't know what his numbers are exactly, but he hasn't been given a lot of time to throw so far this year. And there has been some stolen bases while he's been behind the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's in the air toward left. And Gordon will have a beat on this one as well. The runner will hold, 2 outs. To follow up on that, Avila has allowed 6 stolen bases, hasn't caught anybody yet this year. More product of the opportunity he's had to throw guys out as opposed to his actual work.
Yeah, the majority of those he's had no shot.
Here's Maglio trying to knock in a 2-out run. Tigers have 9 hits in this game. Lead 5-1. Chop toward third. Benamed on the charge. Can't barehand it. And Ordonez is safe. It's going to be an infield hit for Maglio.
It's the second swinging bunt hit the Tigers have gotten in this game. Will Rhymes earlier in the game, and now Maglio Ordonez. It's a do or die play that Benamed can't grab in the fingertips.
Meanwhile, Ordonez will be taken out of the game on a chilly afternoon here, and he will give way to the pinch runner, Casper Wells. That is the 10th Tigers hit. High towering fly ball, deep left field, way back. Gordon to the wall to make the catch.
How did that stay in here?
Wow. A majestic fly ball to left. The wind had to knock that thing down. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Back here at Comerica Park, the Bell Tire man located out there in right field, where we have a new right fielder. That would be Casper Wells, who stays in the game and takes over for Maglio Ordonez. Jim Leland a couple of days ago said that we may get Villarreal to pitch in the 7th inning. He may get a shot. Well, he's getting a shot today.
Well, he's got a good arm. He's got a power arm. He's not afraid. He has the ability to strike out major league hitters with that mid-90s fastball. And he's got a slider that's not bad either.
Tigers have 5 runs, 10 hits, and the Royals have 1 run on 7 hits in this game. So Villarreal, the 23-year-old out of Venezuela, made the team out of spring training, and now all of a sudden getting an opportunity here to pitch the 7th inning, which obviously last night was the troublesome inning in Baltimore. That's when the game turned around. Numbers are complete now on Max Scherzer. Threw 103 pitches and gave up just 1 run. Alcides Escobar leads it off. First pitch strike from Villarreal. Escobar, then Getz, and then Cabrera. Escobar last year for Milwaukee hit just .235. He stole 10 bases. Not a whole lot of power to speak of, although he did go deep 4 times. Bouncer right back to the mound, and Villarreal skies to pull it down.
That is a nice job by Villarreal. As a pitcher, once you deliver the ball toward home plate, you now become a defender. He was in a pretty good athletic position after delivering this ball and able to climb the ladder and take a possible single away from Escobar. Look at him climb up here.
Here's Chris Getz showing bunt.
Getz is the local kid, isn't he?
Grosse Pointe South, University of Michigan, and now in the big leagues. The particulars on Mr. Getz. Grosse Pointe South has had a good baseball program. Dan Griesbaum, their head coach, has produced some good players. Getz, of course, getting to the big leagues. Pitched in high school. And he's trying to forge an identity with Kansas City and take advantage of an opportunity, and he has drawn a walk. That's the 3rd time Getz has reached here today. 1 on, 1 out, with the Tigers leading 5-1 in the 7th. More action in the Detroit bullpen. Got a lefty righty combination going. Schlereth and Weinhardt. Weinhardt was called up to replace Ryan Perry, who was put on the disabled list with an eye infection.
Sounds like a nice law firm. Schlereth and Weinhardt.
I'd give him my business if I was ever in trouble. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, all the fastballs that Villarreal has thrown to the left-handers, Getz, he walked, and he has thrown one to Cabrera as well. Because of the arm slot he's throwing from, he gets natural sink, and the ball is tailing off the plate.
That was close.
He has shown that he's got some really quick feet and a really quick move. If that ball's down, they get him. If that ball is down toward the bag, where Cabrera doesn't have to reach up and then go down, they may have picked Getz off.
Oh, and it got him. That time. He slings one to first base sidearm and nailed it. And gets to it.
This time, throw a little bit lower. Cabrera does not have to go as far and able just to drop the tag down on Getz.
Great shot. Villarreal fired up. Swing and a miss as he chases one out of the strike zone. 1-2 on Cabrera.
Well, you can see why Leland fell in love with Villarreal in spring training and continued to run him out there down in Florida. And he made the club.
He's bouncing around the mound today. One and two on Melky Cabrera.
Villarreal has that real slow, deliberate windup and delivery, but tremendous arm speed coming through, which allows him to throw 94, 95 miles an hour on a small frame.
Well, they list him at 6 feet 170. He was in Lakeland and Erie last year.
Talk about a guy getting to a really nice balance point over the rubber. And that's exactly what Villarreal does.
Strikeout to walk ratio in the minor leagues almost 3-1. Struck out a ton of guys last year at both stops. And the 1-2. Little pop up. Shallow right center, base hit. Two out single. That's the 8th hit of the game. And the Royals have the inning going still for Alex Gordon. Tigers had 10 hits in this game. Tigers on that last road trip had 10 or more hits in 3 of the games, half their games. And they've got 10 more today. Gordon has hit safely in his last 4. He takes ball 1. Pulled to right field. That'll drop in. Base hit. Right in front of Casper Wells. And so the Royals now getting something going here with 2 outs. That pickoff really looming a little bit larger now. It's going to bring out Rick Knapp.
Well, Rick Knapp just wants to make sure that Villarreal is very clear on how they want to attack Billy Butler. Yeah, Billy is very dangerous. He already has homered twice this year, and with one swing of the bat could put this Kansas City Royals team right back in this game.
Schlereth and Weinhardt have been warming up. Gene Lamont has made the phone call to the bullpen. So here comes Butler. Billy today 1 for 3.
Butler's first look at Villarreal.
They can get back into this game very quickly with their best hitter up there right now and 2 men on. Ball 1 to Butler. Cabrera at second base. Gordon is at first base. We got the lefty KCA waiting on deck. Butler had a rip. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's KCA waiting in the on deck circle if they get that far.
And if they do get that far, it'll probably be Daniel Schlereth that will face KCA, or a pinch hitter should Ned Yost want to counter the move.
Here's a strike.
Villarreal will freeze you with that slider from the arm slot that he throws from. Most of his sliders don't end up on the outside part of the plate. They end up on the inner third of the plate, and when a hitter sees breaking ball come out of your hand, they tend to look away, and then when the ball stays in, the knees buckle.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Little looper down the right field line, could be trouble. It's a fair ball. Wells goes over there to get it. 1 run will score. That makes it a 5-2 game, and a bloop single for Billy Butler drives in a run.
Well, that's why he's a special hitter. And with 2 strikes, Villarreal makes a pretty good pitch. It's a slider. It's down. It appears to be away, and somehow he's able to get a base hit with it.
Butler gets his 2nd hit, his 5th RBI of the season. Jim Leland is out to take the baseball from Villarreal. And now each team with 10 hits. So Schlereth will be coming in, and we'll step aside in a 5-2 ball game.
Billy Butler. First pitch breaking ball followed up by a fastball, and about right now, if you're Butler, you know you're going to get another breaking ball, and Villarreal throws a pretty good pitch. It is down, it's away, and Billy Butler just stays on it long enough to loft it shallow into the outfield for a single and a ribby.
So Villarreal walked a man but picked him off, and then 3 straight singles makes it a 5-2 game, and KCA now will be stepping into the batter's box to face the new pitcher Daniel Schlereth.
He has a good breaking ball. We've talked about Schlereth, his curveball, and one thing he must do if he does throw that curveball, do not hang it to KCA. He's got big time power.
Ball 1 inside.
Daniel gave up a couple of home runs last year in just a real short stint in the big leagues, and both of the home runs were to left-handed batters because he threw a hanging breaking ball. So tremendous breaking ball, but make sure you locate it.
Keela has a base hit and 3 at bats in this game for Kansas City. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon is your runner at third base, and they have Butler at first. Runner breaks to second base, and a bouncing ball hit to the right side. Rhymes diving stop to his feet. He got him at first base. What a play by Rhymes, saving a run. And that's going to be it for Kansas City. They will settle for just the one run in the inning on the RBI hit by Billy Butler to tighten it up a little bit, making it a score of 5-2 in favor of Detroit. Well, it's been a beautiful day for baseball here in the Motor City. The sunlight coming out as well, and the Tigers and Detroit enjoying yet another holiday that they call opening day here in the Motor City. And in front of another sellout crowd, the Tigers putting on a good show here today. They scored 4 early runs in this contest and hoping to hold on for an opening day victory here in Detroit. Now the Tigers paying tribute to America by welcoming Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed, and he is leading the crowd in the singing today of God Bless America at Comerica Park.
Bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, through the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Top of the Royals by 3 on opening day as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Victor Martinez keyed an early rally with a 3-run double in the first. Peralta's had a big day. Max Scherzer was good today. 103 pitches, 6 innings, and just 1 run. And so the Tigers trying to build on their lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Victor Martinez to lead it off.
This much we do know about the Kansas City Royals this year. They have not been quitting in games. The majority of their wins have been comeback variety.
really, they could have been 5-1 coming into this game had Soria not blown a save. Let's see if Gordon can get there, and he does. Nice running play. Martinez out of there.
He looks good to me this year.
Different guy.
He just looks like he's in much better shape. And he's looking like an athlete in left field these days. He ran a long way to get that ball.
Bring up Brendan Bosch. 0 for 2 with a walk. And he shoots that one foul down the left field line.
It's the first time Brennan has swung at the first pitch today. First 3 times up, did not swing, and he was in pretty good hitters counts. I want to know, the word has gotten around the league that Brennan loves to attack the first pitch. Therefore, teams don't usually throw him strikes on that pitch.
Hancock is out there for another inning of work. He came on to finish out the 4th. He pitched the 5th and the 6th, and now here in the 7th.
He's done nice work for them.
Exactly what you want out of a guy that has to come in and stem the tide. He has put up nothing but zeros.
Give your offense a chance to try to catch up.
Activity. Kanakoa Teixeira is warming up for KC. Here's the 1-2. Tigers also have some activity in their bullpen as well, and it looks like they'll be able to get it to the 8th with a lead for Joaquin Benoit. And Bosch able to stay alive. On deck, Johnny Peralta. Tigers got 4 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd. That's how they put up their 5 runs. Royals 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Pulled on the ground at first base. Kai Hue with a nice play, and Adcock covers. 2 gone. That'll bring up Johnny Peralta. Tomorrow it's Phil Koch and Bruce Chen, and then on Sunday Rick Porcello and Luke Hochevar. Here's Phil Koch, ready to make his first start in the regular season as a Tiger tomorrow. Peralta 2 RBIs today, double. Also had a sac fly. He had 2 hits. Rolled to third base, off to his left, Bedamit. And the Tigers go quickly and quietly here in the 7th inning. On our way to the 8th. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. How about that video in Foxmo, giving you a unique look at opening day here in the Motor City. It's been a great day so far. Tigers on top by a score of 5-2. And we've got a couple of changes. Don Kelly will take over defensively in left field for Brennan Bosch. Kelly batting in the 6 slot. And the new pitcher is Joaquin Benoit.
One of the better 8th inning setup men in all of baseball. And he was that last year as well. And you can see in 3 games this year for the Tigers, unblemished. He doesn't walk very many, and he strikes out quite a few.
Joaquin, 33 years old, out of Santiago in the Dominican Republic. Here's Jeff Francoeur to lead it off in the 8th inning. Showing bunt. And back to the screen it goes. Francoeur, Betemeet, and Trainer due up here in the 8th. Schlereth pitching to one batter, and he got Ka'aihuwe to ground out, ending the threat in the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Last year, American League hitters batted .147 against Joaquin Benoit. Better than any other American League reliever. The top number in that stat category. Two and one on Francoeur. Heading back toward the seats, out of play. Benoit last year actually signed as a minor league free agent with the Tampa Bay Rays.
He was coming off shoulder surgery the year before that, wasn't he?
He was indeed. He spent a lot of years with the Texas Rangers. In 2009 he had that surgery. Did not pitch.
Very little risk for the Tampa Bay Rays, but boy, did he deliver a lot of reward for them.
Joe Madden had himself a whale of a bullpen last year, didn't he?
He sure did. Back in, especially Benoit, Soriano. Soriano now pitching for the New York Yankees, and he is setting up for Mariano Rivera. As a matter of fact, Joaquin Benoit on a lot of clubs in the major leagues. He would be their closer.
Swing and a miss, and Francoeur is dispatched. Benoit has his first strikeout.
Fastball mid-90s. You can see the changeup. Almost like a little bit of a forkball grip as well, but it's changeup, and Francoeur sitting on the fastball comes up empty.
Here's Wilson Betemeet.
The one thing that I've been impressed with Benoit, obviously the numbers don't lie, but he can really spot his fastball. Hits the glove. Wherever Avila puts that glove on that fastball, he throws it right to it.
One ball, one strike, and Betemeet double, and a couple of strikeouts today for Wilson. Benoit had as many as 70 appearances out of the bullpen with the Texas Rangers. Early in his career, though, he was in the rotation for Texas. Two and one. Benoit was also dominant in the postseason as well last year. facing 11 batters in postseason play, did not allow a hit. High towering fly ball center field. A lot of room out there for Austin Jackson. 2 gone here in the 8th. That'll bring up Matt Trainer. Trainer is 0 for 2 with a walk. That early 4 spot the Tigers put up here today in the first inning has held up so far, as they got to Kyle Davies early in this game. Strike 1 on Trainer. And a bouncing ball to short. Johnny Peralta has it, and that is that for KC. They go 1-2-3 against Benoit. A clean 8th inning. Let's check in with Shannon Hogan now. She is caught up with Alex Avila's mom, Yami.
Yami, what is it like in your house when Al and Alex are together? Is it all baseball all the time?
All baseball, every single time.
What is the hot topic in the house now?
How good he's doing. But, you know, we all crossing our fingers and praying a lot.
Speaking of how good he's doing, he's had a great couple at bats. I understand that's a little scary for you to watch.
I don't watch. I usually tape it and watch later.
All right, thanks so much. Guys, I'll send it back up to you in the booth.
All right, Shannon, thanks very much. She tapes it and watches it later. She just can't do it live, can she?
Well, it's tough watching your kids. That much is for certain. She's a great lady. You know, there's a lot of baseball in that family. Grandfather in baseball for a number of years. Of course, dad's in baseball, but moms, they keep it all together.
And really, all you have to do is spend a couple of minutes around Alex to know that he comes from a tremendous family. And Avila will lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th and rolls one to the shortstop Escobar. And Alex is out, 1 gone. New pitcher is Kanakoa Teixeira.
He's already been in a couple of games and has not given up anything for Ned Yost, but the opponent's batting average is quite high. You know, Alex kind of got the best of both worlds because mom spends a lot of time in town with dad, who works under Dave Dombrowski, which means Alex gets lots of home-cooked meals.
Ball 1 to Brandon Inge, and I'll bet they're really good, too.
But he's a newlywed as well, so I'm sure his wife is cooking a little bit these days too.
Strike called on Brandon. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 for 3 for Brandon Inge. Into center field. And on the run, a catch for Cabrera. There are 2 gone now. How about an update on the McDonald's player of the game? And here's how the voting is going. Max Scherzer is leading the way right now at 37%. Victor Martinez had the big blow in the first inning. That bases clearing double. He's at 19%. Peralta has had a nice day as well with 2 RBIs.
Max looking to go 2-0 on the young season.
And more importantly, the Tigers trying to get their 3rd win of the year as a club.
Last 2 years, the Tigers have been one of the better teams in the American League at playing games in their home ballpark. Only the Yankees are better in the last 2 years.
Two 2-0 on Austin Jackson. Chop to the left side. Routine play for Benamitz. And Jackson is out. Tigers go 1-2-3. We go to the 9th. Tigers trying to win on opening day with a 5-2 lead. And it's last call time here for the Royals as we go to the top of the 9th inning. 5-2 in favor of the Tigers, and their closer is out now. Jose Valverde will try and put this one in the win column.
Well, it's kind of how you draw it up. If you're Rick Knapp, the pitching coach, and of course the skipper Jim Leland, you get a real nice start out of your starter. He gives you 6, and then you kind of get your way to the 8th with Villarreal and Slayerth. You turn it over to Benoit, and now you've got the big guy in the game, your closer Valverde. Jose Valverde, better known as Papa Grande.
And so it'll be the number 9 hitter Escobar to lead it off. Escobar, then Getz, and then Cabrera due up here in the 9th. Tigers lead 5-2. There's a strike on Escobar. He's 0 for 3 today. He's put the ball on the ground 3 times. That's fouled back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter.
That's kind of what they want Escobar to do, although he has not been rewarded for it today. They would like to see him hit the ball on the ground a little bit more. And with his speed, they feel like he'll get his fair share of infield singles. And quite a few of them will scoot through the infield as well.
And he cuts and misses, and Valverde handles him with no problem. 1 away. Benoit pitching a perfect 8th, and now Valverde trying to do it here in the 9th. Here's Chris Getz. On base 3 times in this game, a walk, a single, and a double. Each team with 10 hits in this game. The Tigers have made better use of theirs. They had that big 4-run first. Now Valverde 2 outs away from giving the Tigers a victory. Here's the 0-1. Soft liner to left. That's a base hit for Getz, who's on base for the 4th time. That's his 3rd hit. Well, as you might expect, a huge crowd here this afternoon, and the total attendance figure 44,799, the 4th largest crowd in Comerica Park history.
Some of the best fans in the country.
It's the 3rd largest opening day crowd. One on, one out. There's Melky Cabrera. Ball 1 to Cabrera. Valverde last year saved 26 games. He had really a fabulous first half. Ended up with a 3 ERA. But in the first half of last year, they couldn't touch him. The 1-0 pitch. 2-0 on Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, very important for Valverde not to allow the tying run to come to the plate. They've got some guys that have some power in the middle of the batting order, as do most teams at this level.
It's down the middle of strike. 2-1 on Cabrera. Melky today with an RBI triple. He has also singled and scored. Gordon is waiting his turn on deck. And then if it got as deep as Butler, he would be next. Now 3-1. Tigers today have gone with Scherzer, Villarreal, Schlereth, Benoit, and now Valverde. Bouncing ball toward the shortstop, Peralta on the backhand one. Relay. Not in time. He beat it out. And the Royals are still breathing. Close at first base.
It's a nice play by Peralta, who goes to his left better than he goes to his right, and he grabs it in a very nice feed. And you're right, boy, was it close. Nice stretch by the big fella.
So here comes the crowd now, 44,000 strong. Alex Gordon, the last chance for the Royals. 1.
You saw Jim motioning to Brandon Inge there to watch for the bunt. I guess that may be the scouting report on Gordon this year, that he may try to bunt for a base hit down that third base line to get the tying run to the plate, and Billy Butler.
Now the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 on Alex Gordon. There's Butler lurking. Prefer not to face him. He's the tying run. And the 1-1 pitch with a runner going, and it's fouled straight back. 1-2. The crowd trying to get Valverde to close this out. And Valverde trying to send him home all happy today with the Tigers win. He needs one more strike. Here's the 1-2. Bouncer right back to the mound, knocked down by Valverde. And he'll toss for the out, and that is that.
Easy, Papa Grande.
The Tigers on opening day in front of 44,799 beat the Kansas City Royals.
Almost got his glove knocked off. He did, as a matter of fact. Don't pull a muscle.
Yes, Papa Grande with the exclamation point. And so the Tigers win again on opening day. And Jim Leland has to be ecstatic about this victory. The Tigers' third of the season. They are now 3-4. There's your final totals. 5-2 in favor of Detroit. Back with more from Comerica Park.